MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial *150 *10 hash or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
Nyankole, muhango. They actually date, don't date. They bagishu, humoba fubalfu. It means king size freshness for all. Movit Family Soap is giving you a fresh start for your family. This soap is indeed so big. Tagwelera muwangazi. It has a great kawowo. Oh naba, no naba, kare no nabi dala. Available in coconut, aloe vera, lemon, and rose. Find the king size Movit Family Soap in all Dukas. Next supermarkets close to you. Movit all day confidence.
Start the year off with My Airtel 4G smartphone. You get to enjoy free 1 GB data valid for a month and 100% bonus data every month for 3 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. This includes free data spread over 3 months worth 86,500 Uganda shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 Uganda shillings only. Visit the nearest Airtel shop and get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
It is the 20th of February 2022. Welcome to UBC News Tonight, today at 8 p.m. Well, it's 5 minutes past 8 p.m. My name is Sharon Chomdisha with Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language. We'll take a look at our headlines before we get into the stories.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
In UBC News Tonight, Muzei is the new Orthodox Church Archbishop. Government to resolve Kasanda land evictions. In more news, Sorority gets a grain drying factory to eliminate aflatoxins. KMP Sheikhs request to meet President Museveni.
Was brought to you by Everywhere you go, MTN.
In UBC News Tonight, today the long-standing trade disputes between Uganda and its neighbours over substandard grains will soon be over, as factories are now being put in place to combat aflatoxins in the food supply chain. A grain drying plant has been established in Busi and another in Sorority Park to ensure that there are no aflatoxins in grains. Now the plans are to help farmers in eastern Uganda to properly dry their grains before exportation.
A drive in Soroti Industrial Park shows many factories emerging. One of those factories nearing completion is Pella Commodities Limited, a grain drying and processing plant. Ugandan and Danish engineers are installing state-of-art grain drying and processing plant, the first of its kind in Uganda.
I'm happy to be here in Soroti to install the first toxic crop in Uganda. And you can see the equipment already here behind us. Here we have the Pella Commodity Processing Factory. And we have added the toxic crop tower that will remove mycotoxins like aflatoxins and other toxic mycotoxins in the crops. So this plant is all about making safer grain and making a good commodity for distribution anywhere.
At the moment we are almost at 80% completion in the installation of this machinery here at Pella Commodities. Yes, so we are almost ready. By the beginning of, actually by the second week of March, we should be fully operational.
The grain drying and processing plant is to help farmers in Teso sub-region to eliminate aflatoxins in their grains. This means the long-standing trade wars between Uganda and its neighbors over aflatoxins will soon be over once this factory becomes operational.
So we have brought in this machinery here to address that issue and to make sure that the grain that leaves Soroti is meeting international standards. One of the challenges that the grain sector has been facing is poor standards, and that is what we are actually doing here.
To avoid the challenge of inconsistent supply, Pella Commodities Limited has already embarked on farmer recruitment and will offer them extension services.
So we are doing this in collaboration with the farmers, that we are actually teaching the farmers the best farming practices. And as soon as they harvest, they bring the grain here at Pella. So we have all the drying facilities, we have the sorting facilities, and we have this state-of-the-art aflatoxin machine. So we are going to be able to make sure that the grain that leaves Soroti is the best and can meet any standards across the continents.
Our target so far, for now, being a new thing, we target 35,000 farmers. 35,000 farmers is our target for a start. So far we have registered to a number of 2,500, but the registration is still ongoing.
The factory by Pella Commodities Limited will help supplement government's grain drying machine in Busia and the general post-harvest handling challenges by Ugandan farmers. Philip Aguta, UBC News in Soroti.
Now, the Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba has assured the former occupants and workers of Kasanda gold mines that government is fully committed in resolving their issue. Nabakoba made the commitment during a land dispute engagement with locals at Rubari in Bukuya County, Asanda District.
Of her Greater Mubende Regional Tour, Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba continues to engage residents on land conflicts. During this meeting held at Rubari Trading Center, it attracted a myriad of people seeking for protection from the minister against land grabbers.
Emivuyo gy'ettaka mu Mubende. Ekirwadde kye tulina ffenna Madam RDC awamu ne Honorable Minister kirwadde kya ttaka.
It is alleged that some individuals had fraudulently processed a land title for the 1,214-hectare chunk of land on behalf of the late Drake Ndwalana and Athanasius Babera Kaihura through their children, only to suffer embarrassment on finding that the leasehold of this land had expired.
Twagendanga mu campaign nga tukuba campaign naye nga abantu abawansi ekibaluma ttaka ba erosi be bamala okusiiga enziro nga bagamba mu Museveni eyabagobye.
The land, which is now currently under the custody of Uganda Land Commission, has been handed over to the community by the President.
Because this is land which belongs to government and they have been staying on it. for some time, meaning that they are in possession. Now what I'm going to do is to put his instructions in writing to make sure that Uganda Land Commission complies with the instructions. So I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for being a father and also for being a person who fights for the voiceless.
Njagala kwebaza President Museveni mumanyi yajja wano mu 2020 mu January ensonga zino ne tuzoogerako naye njagala okumwebaza olw'okuba ensonga z'abatuuze azigusizza.
Pulezidenti waffe nkakasa nti bino genda biwulira tuli basanyufu nnyo. Museveni oye!
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, because your people today have been saved.
It is through this engagement that many lamented over their previous evictions from the gold mines of Kasanda.
Otulwanirire ebintu byaffe mu kirombe tudizibwe amayumba gaffe amenzugi bazijjamu mabaati bamu batwala buli kintu kyonna.
Because we all know very well that the ministry and the mineral police, they were involved in what took place. So I'm just going to carry the reports which I have picked from the area, and then we'll discuss with Honorable Nankabirwa to see how we can rescue these people.
The area RDC, Fiobena Mulindwa, reiterates that without land, government projects like that of the parish development model will not see light.
If people are scared of being evicted from their vivanja, from the land where they are basically supposed to cultivate, then it's going to become a problem to us as implementers of the what? Of the parish model.
Robert Onyango, UBC News, Kasanda.
Now, State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyenga, has advised the alumni to always support their former schools for a better learning environment. The minister was attending a reunion party of St. Leo's College Chegobe, Fort Portal Old Students Association held in Kampala District. Take a look.
The old students of St. Leo's College Chegobe have held a dialogue on how to support their former school. State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyenga, who is also an old student of St. Leo's, was a chief guest. He advised his fellow alumni to support their alma mater.
We should divide ourselves in decades. Those ones who are between 8 and 89, we can always trace one another. And then those of 90 to 99, you also trace yourselves. Just like that, we shall get to that level.
The Managing Director, National Water and Sewage Corporation, Engineer Dr. Silva Mogisha, who is also a former student of St. Leo's College, appreciated the current head teacher for the meeting.
Those things which led to that situation need to be avoided. Regular strikes, all those things. At a certain point, parents started looking at St. Leo's as a risky place to take your children. The buildings are there, very nice, but I think there are those software issues that need to be seriously addressed.
The head teacher, Trophy Atuhaire, said the school is in big debt, a situation that is hindering further development.
A huge sum owed to creditors. My predecessor did a lot to pay. But my dear old students, we are still demanded over 100 million, and we are paying also. Last week, we paid 5 million to some creditor who took us to court, and we opted to settle out of court.
Sadam Mubale, Andrew Sebira, UBC News, Kampala.
Now we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more stories.
His Eminence Metropolitan Leronimus Muzei has been enthroned as the new Archbishop of the Orthodox Church of Uganda, replacing Archbishop Yona Luanga, who passed on in September last year.
The one which we as bishops, we are wearing. And we say once more, Anastahili, Axios. Axios.
Leronimus Muzei has been the Metropolitan of Mwanza and Exarch of Western Tanzania, which is part of the Church of Alexandria since 1999.
I'm more than confident that we as family are really honored and proud to have such a man from our family, because it's not obvious to have a bishop from your family. But we are honored and we are humbled. So I thank everyone here for all your support, all the prayers, and all the financial help you have accorded to this great occasion.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable
Metropolitan Muzei is described as a dedicated, developmental and humble leader who puts all his life to serve his faith and those in need.
And it's my prayer that the biggest gift you're going to get is to be the servant leader. Humility. Humility is key. Humility is key, and I know you can do that. The fact that God has put you here at such a time, this is the time we are going to see how a servant leader you are.
Muzei is now the third Metropolitan of the Holy Metropolis of Kampala and Uganda, which was established in 1995 after the division of the Holy Metropolis of East Africa into 3 metropolia.
Belief was God's grace. With the same grace that transforms all manner and the inform and makes holy, has considered me worthy to become the Metropolitan of Kampala and Exarchy of Uganda. I assure you, I've learned a lot in Mwanza and Bukoba, and I'm ready to bring here that knowledge for our youth, and I'm ready to listen to my friends here as best as possible, God's help, so that we get the best we can for our church, especially spiritually, from one level to another, and progressively from step 39 next to the step of 40.
Kwaya mujje mubadde basaale nnyo abakkiriza abafa Orthodox mujje eno chance yammwe.
The first Archbishop, Metropolitan Theodorus Nanchama, passed on in 1997. His beatitude, Theodorus II, performed the enthronement rituals at the event, officiated by the Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, on behalf of government. Muzei was born in an Orthodox family on March 18, 1962, in Bulopa, which is found in the present-day Luka district in Busoga sub-region.
As our national motto says, for God and my country. I, the servant of God, feeling the heavy responsibility of love, shall see to it that all Ugandans remain conscious of their duty towards God and towards our nation as God desires and expects of us. One is filled with awe when he visits the opening lines of the 3 stanzas of our...
He attended Kasaka Primary School, Chwade Second Memorial College, and Kororo Senior Secondary School. While growing up, the Metropolitan is said to have been very close to the Metropolitan Theodorus Nanchama, the then Metropolitan of Kampala, and stayed at the Mission Center in Namungona for 7 years, where he learned the Orthodox way of life as a teenager.
Well, congratulations, Metropolitan Muzei. That was a story about him replacing Archbishop Yona Lwanga, who passed on in September last year. And he has been the Metropolitan of Mwanza and Exarch of Western Tanzania, which is part of the Church of the Alexandria since 1999. Congratulations once again. Moving on from that, Kawempe Muslim leaders want to meet with President Museveni over grievances and challenges they have faced as Muslim community. They make the remarks while meeting the Minister for Kampala, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, to forge ways of revamping the welfare of Muslims through her umbrella body of the Road to Rescue Muslims.
Kawempe Muslim leaders are requesting for a meeting with President Yoweri Museveni to air out their grievances and forge ways of improving livelihoods of the Muslim fraternity. Muslims allege that meeting the prominent leaders, leaving out those on the ground, have failed to address their challenges.
Ebyo ebintu byamulaba bitutambuza emisana n'ekiro okunoonya abana abasajja n'okola appointment engalo ne zikuluma. Njagala kulaba afande gundi mutegeeze nti imamu oli yakwatibwa tafaanana ne bali be bagamba. Ono mulala eno Jamaiya tuddawa tusalafiya ndala ku Salafu Foundation yazaala ADF. Mutuyambe tutuule tuscreeninga abantu bano. Ogwo omulimu sisobola kugukola okujjako nga tutudde wano ffenna ne tugukola ffenna ne tukola ripooti entuufu omukulembeze n'agifuna n'agiwa abasajja be ne tutambulira wamu. Njagala okubategeeza gavumenti ya Uganda etwagala ng'abasiraamu. Etwagala ngenda kubawa ensonga etwagala.
Many Muslims allege that there is a misconception about their religion, hence the need to address key points to the appointing authority. Minister for Kampala, also the chairperson of the Road to Rescue Muslims, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, asked Muslims not to judge the president on some matters because some of them act in secrecy.
Mugati abasirikale bakuumawo kukuuma ddembe. N'ekyapa bakikwata naliwo. Ne bakitukwasa. Bwe twali tugenda wano mu kalulu waliwo abasiraamu natwali wa president sigenda kuboogera. Ne bagamba president twagala kyapa kyaffe ekya William Street bakikole ki? Baali basalafu nga mmwe. Abasiraamu bwe tutuuka ne tugamba nti mpulu n'akubirwa munne namuga nti ekyapa kiri ludda wa kibawe. Ebyaddirira sisobola bibagamba kuba saagala kuba mutabuzi. Era ekyapa kyasigala kikyaliwo bwe kikola ki? Kati awongera nonya president wange nti ekyapa lwaki situkirina ffe ng'abasiraamu. Ogwo omuziki twagugenda mpoze mbadde nga ntambula mizikiti okugema okusomesa hijja na biki. Kati omuzikiti ogwo gwalagawa era lwaki guli awo nga guli bwe gutyo.
Muslim leaders were urged to venture into other programs to improve their welfare and also embrace government programs.
Kati tweyambe ng'abasiraamu. Eno rescue gye tuliko yakulaba ani gwe tugenda okuyamba. Era afande nkwebaza. Abaana nga kinana wiiki eri babatadde betuzenga nga tugamba Walusansa gendayo, Adi lugendayo, nga batudde awo bonna abo. Tubagamba mugende mu screening eddala abaana bano. Ate bano batugamba mugende mubeebuulize. N'atuwa information yonna ne tumugamba osobola okukivaamu. Tinsobola okukivaamu. Obadde naani. Ng'ate be tubatuwa batuufu. Manyi waliwo abakolanga katemba. N'agatta bwaya n'agamba kati njagala sente za Museveni. Seba bayekera babano wano. Kakati nga balyamu sente. Ffe twagala Rio.
The Road to Rescue Muslims has embarked on ensuring that innocent Muslims imprisoned on charges of terrorism are investigated and released. Over 80 sheikhs have been released since the inception of the Road to Rescue Muslims Association. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Sudat Kai. We hope the Muslims get to meet President Yoweri Museveni. In other news now, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with sports news.
Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay, FlexiPay or Bridge Schools. To pay school fees using Airtel Money for Bridge Schools, dial *185#. Select option 6, School Fees. Select option 1, Bridge Schools. Enter pupil ID. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Our Ugandan story isn't a new one. It's not about where we come from. It's about what can be accomplished when we're working, living, and growing together. It's about speaking the same language, the language of progress. We're Ugandans building Uganda with Ugandans, skilling Ugandans and developing competencies required in the oil and gas sector partnering with Ugandan businesses to achieve greatness. We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial star 150 star 10 hash or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
Raising voices.
I feel happy when my father spends time with me. I hope all fathers will like my father. I want my father to reach out to all fathers. He knows how important it is to be a good father. I promise to help my father inspire other fathers to change.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Start your day bright and early with good morning bundles from Airtel. That's right. Enjoy brighter days with 2 GB at 5,000 shillings, valid for 24 hours. Join that morning agent meeting. Close that online business deal. Catch up with loved ones. Do it all with the most affordable data bundles. Dial star 175 hash to buy good morning bundles from 12 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. and enjoy 2 GB, valid for 24 hours from time of purchase. Good morning bundles for the best day ahead with Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. It's just a few minutes past 8 p.m. Moving on in our sports stories, after 4 days of intriguing action at the 4th Uganda Open Chess Championship, Rajab Kamoga has emerged victorious. Now Kamoga finished highest with 7.5 points, with his only loss of points being to his compatriot Emmanuel Egese, with whom they shared the spoils. In his final engagement, Kamoga edged Isaac Ikulo to confirm himself as winner of the top 1.3 million Ugandan shillings cash prize. South Sudan's Manyok Chadarek finished second, with Emmanuel Gese completed in third. In the women's category, woman FIDE master Shakira Ampire finished first and was followed by Christine Namaganda and Molly Takali. Now, sports stories. Uganda Life-Saving President George William Mukasa has just completed an international body conference in Egypt that he says will benefit Uganda in leaps and bounds. Now, the 5-day competition was attended by 14 countries and witnessed competition in various life-saving aspects that was dominated by South Africa, Egypt and Morocco. John Barnes reports.
Ended today, 20th, with Life-Saving South Africa emerging victorious over the host Egypt, who were followed by Morocco. The top 3 African countries have championed in ensuring that Africa is safe through water safety and the championship games that have been held in Alexandria, Egypt since 16th up to today, 20th. This has helped so many African countries that are still developing the infrastructure of life-saving in their countries to learn from the different speakers that were coming in to give us their views in terms of new technology, new approaches, new codes, statistics, transforming statistics into strategies, of which Uganda managed to attain as the first time in the history of life-saving of Africa. Uganda was represented by a delegate, George William Mukasa, who also managed to make a presentation about how life-saving has been tackled in Africa and also in Uganda in particular, Uganda and East Africa. So not only have we managed to attend the conference, but we also participated, and we managed to ensure that we have all the things in place that we need in terms of presentations, and then the strategies have been set by the people that did the strategy in terms of data collection, of which we need now to come back down in Uganda and ensure that the beaches are safe, the schools control their swimming, We manage the fishermen on the lakes, the rivers, even in the homes where we have most parents not minding about drowning. Drowning is a very big topic, and since every year we are having the World Health Organization commemorating the day on 25th of July, we are looking forward to ensure that all the families have got water safety and awareness in all the schools that we are going to look after. So our strategy in the beginning is to have stakeholder engagements, all parties that are concerned with swimming, with water, ministries, tourist department or sector, the Ministry of Sports, Youth Education. So it's going to be a very big engagement to see that all we have to do is to ensure that we enjoy swimming, we look at water safety, we control the water bodies, and ensure no one drowns.
Well, because of time, that's all we had for you for now. To join us again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Chomjisha with Mugalu Mohammed on Sign Language. Good night.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily band of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 25 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 65 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 165 MBs. Dial *150*10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Now, there is so much talent in Uganda today. And this time, I sit down with one of the most breakout stars of 2020 and 2021. This guy has a passion in acting that can break any barrier. You've asked for him and he's here.
Hey guys, this is Alan Katongole, known as Alan Kutos mostly because I'm a musician and a dancer as well. I'm 31 years old and I love Christ. I'm nothing without God and God is my number one. I started my acting career when I was, of course I used to act in school, but that was MDD. You know, Drago, I have this thing in mind that human beings have a body that is designed to do anything. Okay. As long as you put your mind to it. So never know, maybe next time you may find me on radio and I'm trying to master what radio presenters do.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the best of the good life. Now, as usual, my name is Rago. Now, there is so much talent in Uganda today. And this time, I sit down with one of the most breakout stars of 2020 and 2021. This guy has a passion in acting that can break any barrier. You've asked for him and he's here. There is a popular TV series nowadays that shows on TV from Monday to Friday that has captured a lot of hearts. These people have changed the whole spectrum of acting or film through their storytelling. This series is also an award-winning series. Now, today, we sit down with one of the prime actors from that series. He's a friend of mine called Alan Katongole, who also goes by Oscar. Please, if you want to enjoy this experience, stay with us. And this is Chilling.
Hey guys, this is Alan Katongole, known as Alan Kutos mostly because I'm a musician and a dancer as well. I'm 31 years old and I love Christ. I'm nothing without God and God is my number one. I'm an actor, I'm a dancer, I'm a musician, I'm a commercial model. That's what I used to do before. But currently, I'm an actor, and maybe most of you know me because of Oscar in Sanyu. So, well, I started dancing at 8. I was 8 years, and that was at Sabrina's pub. I remember I used to escort my brother Michael Ross, and he used to do karaoke over there. I was so young, I was so passionate about dancing because he did it first. So while he was rehearsing in the sitting room, I used to look at him do these things and I was like, I think I can do this as well. So when I approached him, he was like, fine, you can do it, but you have to get approval from Dad. And when Dad gave me a go-ahead, that's where it all started from. So Sabrina's was where I started my dancing from. And then in my P7 vacation, of course I was dancing throughout my primary, my secondary, it has been my thing. And when I reached, I used to dance in church as well. That was in my P7 vacation. That's where it came out like a real dancer now. I started in groups, I was Chainbreakers, Revolution, and then I ended up with Truth Made Solid, that was TMS in Watoto. We made actually from school. That was in my secondary at St. Lawrence. Well, moving on, as a model, I started with A-Brands. That's where I started my modeling career, and A-Brands really helped me out to really put me out there because I didn't know what was going on. So I wasn't really so into runways because I was quite short. I couldn't fit the actual height they wanted for a model to do the runways and stuff. So I stuck myself to commercial modeling. That's when you found me doing Airtel adverts, MTN. Airtel was together we can with Cindy, Munji, and Okwi, Emmanuel Okwi, and MTN, and so many other adverts that I did, which really put me out there as a commercial model. And moving on, as a musician, I started doing music in my after campus. But all this while I was singing in my secondary with a group called there was Tsunami Entertainment, whereby we did songs. We just write songs and go to the studio and record. But these songs, of course, never came out because we didn't have the money to promote this music. So moving on, that was about just 1 year in between, and then that's when I was called to. Someone told me about the auditions for Sanyu. That was in lockdown, because I'd auditioned for Sanyu FM. They were looking for a new presenter, and I didn't get it. I was so frustrated and depressed in my house during COVID time, the first lockdown. Hey, life was hard. So when someone told me about the casting and for Sanyu, I did it on phone, and then I sent it to the number. And this lady calls back and she's like, make sure you do it with more lighting because this thing is so dark, I can't see you. So I remember I told my neighbor to switch on their floodlight outside so that I could do it again. I did it again and I sent it. Guess what? I get a call from Michael Wawuya, and Michael was like, Alan, you've gotten the role. I didn't know how to feel because I didn't know what to expect. But guess what? Here we are. You're looking at Oscar.
Now, to some of you really know that this is a much familiar territory. I mean, to some avid lovers of the show called Sanyu. It has slowly picked up and captivated so many people. Some have even stayed glued. They know characters by their names. Someone can be like, Oh, your guy, Achikuba. Now, my guest today has found his artistic expression through a lot of things: music, dance, and now acting. I want to find out. You have asked for him and he's here. Please stop SMSing me and stop DMing me because the big man is already in the house. He goes by the names of Katongole Alan, also known as Oscar. Man, look at you.
Bro.
All smart, always smart.
Thank you,
That is
man.
key on this show, isn't it?
True, man. It's
you
true.
have to always stand out.
True, because people have to look at you and they have to like what they see most times. Because you're on TV. If people don't like what they see, they're going to switch to another channel.
It takes a second for one to click.
Exactly.
Onto another show.
Trust me, it does.
Wow, I've been behind the scenes with the crew and the guys listening to your story. Very amazing.
True, man.
Music. Did you put that to bed? Music and dancing and modeling?
You know what? There are certain things that can't die.
Yeah.
It's part of me. I can do it anytime. So music to me is on pause for now because I have something going on right now. I don't want to mix the two. I don't want to confuse myself. I usually take it as each project at a time. For now, it's acting. Okay. Music, shall get back to that when the time comes now.
This vivid story of you, and it's actually true. You can't make this up, right?
Yeah.
So you audition for Sanyu FM.
Yes.
And end up on Sanyu series.
Yes.
How is that a coincidence?
I think it was supposed to be one of the Sanyus.
One of them.
It had to be one of them, but I thank God that at least I got something because I was trying out radio.
Yeah, why radio? Why were you trying out radio?
You know, the thing is, we just discover ourselves. Most times you know yourself as an MC. But when you get to discover more things about yourself, you get to know that now I'm a footballer. I can actually play football. So one thing I take as Alan Kutos is that I believe that there is more to me. I was actually trying to get a name, the meaning for Kutos.
Yeah, what is that about?
Kutos is a short form of Katongole.
Katongole.
Yes.
But what about the US at the end? Kutos.
It's just a short name. It's my brother who came up with it. Yeah. My brother was like, Kutos, that's your name. I'm not going to call you Katongole, I'm going to call you Kutos.
Yeah.
You get it, from childhood. And I took it on from then. Yeah. But it didn't have a meaning of sorts. So I was like, Kutos should mean limitless. Like, put me anywhere, put me on the football pitch. Once I understand the dynamics of what it requires me to be on a football pitch, I can do it. You know, Drago, I have this thing in mind that human beings have a body that is designed to do anything.
Okay.
As long as you put your mind to it. So never know, maybe next time you may find me on radio and I'm trying to master what radio presenters do. That's how I take myself.
Alan, talking about your scholarly, it's quite also interesting. Did you study for this? Did you go to school? Did you go to acting schools? Did you do music, dance and drama? How does it relate to what you're doing now?
I think I've never gone to school for this.
What did you study?
I studied arts in arts. And I majored in communication skills.
It's not so far away.
Yeah, it's still, you get. Yeah. But I'm not that confiscated person who's going to do additional maths, additional biology. Nah, I'm all about the arts. Even in school, it was arts for me. I did Heg D in my secondary. That was at St. Lawrence Scrimland campus. And at Bad Valley, of course, primary school, you know the things we studied. You studied everything.
The usual curriculum.
Yes, but at school, in primary mostly, I was into MDD mostly. The culture dancing, the Togoros, and the conducting. I don't know what I was doing, but I used to get certificates for conducting.
Ooh.
And I never had an idea.
Like a choir?
Yeah, like a choir. It just came. It just came. So most things, we have these things in us. You just have to dig them out. And it comes, sometimes you know that you have it. Sometimes Drago knows that I'm a good footballer. But he keeps to sit on it and is like, you know what, that's not for now. Let me do this.
Alan, there's a story that we need to share, that the viewers need to understand. How do we know each other? Yeah.
This guy, we go way back with this guy, by the way. Way back.
Yeah.
Namkulabi, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had like a dance crew?
Yes. TMS.
And then you were shooting a video?
Yeah.
We even had this DJ from NTV. What's that guy with dreadlocks?
Brian.
Brian.
Yes.
And then this other brother of ours,
Alexon.
Yes.
Yeah, Alexon.
And then you, and was also some other guy. You were about like 4 guys.
Yeah, 5 years. By the time we met in Nankulabi, that was the time TMS was trying to do music. So Alexon was shooting a video it's called Teacher. The song was called Teacher. So we were trying to get resources here and there to make a video, and we're trying to use his actual place to shoot that video, because that's where Alexon used to stay. And even the dances themselves, we had to create them ourselves. We got what was the name of the videographer? I've forgotten him. But we were only doing, but that was the time TMS now was doing music. And that's when I found this dude here.
I came in as a vixen.
Yeah.
I had these muscles turned out with this.
My friend, and you still got it. What?
Alan,
So yeah.
I would have put you on the spot to show me some of those dances. Those were some cool moves. Do you still have some of the... Come on, show me. Show me.
Bro,
I'm putting you on
I may break this thing here, you know.
No. Alan, show me one of the strokes.
Come on, man.
They know you as a famous actor now.
Yeah.
They don't know that this guy was a very good dancer.
True, man. you know the thing that kept me going in my dancing? I saw my dad. My dad was a dancer.
Oh, your dad was a dancer?
Yes. He used to do ballroom dancing with my auntie.
Yeah.
So they used to go for competitions, ballroom dancing, you know. Yeah. And the day I saw him dancing on my graduation, he was doing this thing like it's not his age at all. He looked so young. And I'm like, if he's doing it at this age and I'm this young, how can I give up on dancing at this age? I was like, no way. I have to beat him at his age and I have to dance more than what he did.
Let's talk about acting. Is it like a nepotism thing in your family? Do you have any actors there? Does it stress?
Yeah, actually, like I mentioned before.
Because your dad was a dancer?
Yeah.
What about your mom?
My mom used to sing in the choir.
Okay.
Yeah. And my brother Michael, of course, known as Michael Ross, you all know him. He was a musician.
Wait, you're related to Michael Ross?
Yeah, man. He's actually my actual brother.
Okay, now that's a deal breaker. You never talk about that. Have you ever publicly talked about that?
No, never. Wow. This is, I don't know what to say.
I now see the resemblance now.
So I think everything, I've picked it from him, because what we have seen in our family is that people come out and do things, and then other people see that they can do it as well. Michael did music, but my father was against it. But actually, after Michael succeeded, that was like, you know what, take it on, do it. You get Stella Nante, I told you, she introduced me to acting.
Yeah.
She started it, but no one was looking in that direction. We actually have good actors.
Okay.
I actually have brothers and sisters who act. You can tell them start now and they act. They don't need to go to school or anything. So Stella did it first, and then I saw that I can actually do it as well. Then I got into it, and here we are.
Your acting bag, when did it bite?
Deception. No, that was a second chance. That was 2018, 2017. Yeah.
Okay, Alan, we are going to take a break, and then we are going to switch location, because, man, this is a fortress.
Yeah.
It feels more comfortable. How does it feel for you to always be in this location, doing your thing?
It feels like home.
Yeah.
You know, as an actor, you have to accept certain things so that they be part of you. Because if you accept it, it becomes real to you. And then in that way, once it gets real, I can do it, and then you see that it's actually real, that this is my house.
Yeah.
This is where I stay. This is Oscar Gume.
Yeah. You've so far spent 2 years here.
Yeah.
And building and counting on.
Might
5. Oh, let me tell you something. Do you know this famous popular series drama in America called the one of Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Do you know how long they spent doing that? For over 10 years.
Yeah.
I think they almost reached 20.
20, yeah.
They built this bond.
Yes.
They became a family.
Exactly.
And it must be the same feeling for you.
Trust me.
Working up to the same people.
And even the chemistry on set, it's automatic, because you have been together for a long time.
Yeah.
You've understood how this person reacts to this and that. So it's family now, like total family, I would say that, yeah.
Okay, so without spilling too much, we're going to go in for a break now. When we return, we are going to dwell much more about Sanyu. You know, its season 2 was a tremendous success. Now, season 1, was a tremendous success. Now season 2 is strongly picking up, you know. So we want to talk about that. Also, mostly about his character as Oscar in this. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. This is Chilling.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy a 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175 hash and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Good evening and welcome back to the best of the Go Life. Now, in case you're just joining us, you have to understand this. Today, we're having what they call a Sanyu takeover. We are taking over one of the casts, and today we sit down with one of the prime casts of that show. He goes by the names of Alan Katongole, but his character name is Oscar. To my own understanding, Oscar is a flamboyant urban boy who is born from a very wealthy family and is busy, you know, having fun in this project. So today I decided to sit down with him and understand him more, and also scrutinize the Oscar character. And now, is it right for me to call you Oscar?
Yeah,
now,
right.
What calls you Oscar?
Right now you are.
Is it fitting in for you?
Of course.
How do you react even when you go somewhere and somebody says, Oscar, Mom, I just met Oscar?
I think now Oscar is my other name. Like, I think I should add it to my birth certificate, because if anybody called Oscar anywhere, I would turn. Yeah. Trust me. So it's part of me now.
Are you always in character?
No.
And how has it been for you to separate the Oscar character from your own self?
Well, there's, you know, Oscar has been able to borrow some from Alan so much, because Oscar and Alan, they're not so different, I would say. But Oscar, of course, in another way, he's so different from Alan. Because Alan, you would never find me partying with so many women and all that. I wouldn't have such a big house like this. But Oscar's been able to borrow some leaf from Alan. Alan has been able to give some things to Oscar. Yeah, so we share some traits together, I would say, in a way.
Was it a tip that the director got from you? How do they find that fitting, that character to be like, man, this is so suiting for this guy? Did they just see you as a person and were like, we could create a character that suits this guy?
I don't know who did the selections or who did the casting, but with whatever when they chose me, at first I didn't believe that I could do Oscar, because it was too big for me, I would say. A lead role, I've never done that. But I would say that I've been able to fit in. It takes time. It takes time. You have to understand this person. You have to learn their traits. What do they like? What don't they like? You know, you pick from all these things, and even from around society. Because from me, to learn more about Oscar, I had to pick from a friend of mine who has Oscar's character. Okay. Rich, loves girls, party boy.
You studied them.
So yeah, I started studying them, and that's when I started taking note of everything around me.
Okay, so when did everything start making sense to you? Oscar sitting in finally, and you'll be like, now I'm comfortable in this character. I connect to you. Was it like after 50 episodes? Was it like after 5, 10? When did it start settling in?
We actually did. We rehearsed so much before we started shooting.
How long?
It was about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took me that time to fit in this role, because at first I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. But when we moved on into the rehearsals every day, trust me, and the team was very supporting.
Yeah.
Very supportive, trust me. The director was so good. He was very calm because he knew he was working with people that have just started doing this.
Yeah.
So he was really calm on us, and he really showed us what to do. He really guided us.
Yeah. What makes me happy in seeing all this is seeing most of my friends.
True, man.
From way back.
Yeah, man.
And this series has really attracted a lot of my friends.
Wow, yeah.
Even Lex is there.
Yeah,
you
man.
there.
True.
Mushema is there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I see you guys doing it, I feel so proud for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Do you feel like this experience has done something to your life in terms of life changing?
Exactly.
How?
True. Like, right now, I'd never seen myself sitting in front of a camera being interviewed. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And publicly, it has changed my entire lifestyle. I would walk into a place, a bank, a restaurant, a supermarket, and then people would point fingers at you, you know, or a teller would be like, you know, Oscar, no, you come and first get, don't worry, guys, this and that. So, and also the kind of lifestyle I'm living right now, it's for the public right now.
Yeah.
And you have to watch everything you say, you have to watch everything you wear. How you behave in society matters so much.
Cross around as a challenge in most instances.
True.
Like you have to be scrutinized with
true.
everything that you do.
Yeah, true.
Watch out which kind of places you hang out from. You have to know how you have to act in front of the public. Because at the end of the day, they have to point you out. They'll be like, hey guys, we met this guy who's acting in this drama and he was acting.
Exactly.
Funny, yeah?
It's so easy. They can easily point you out because you always stand out. Your face is everywhere. So wherever you go, whether in a crowd or any place, you will stand out and they will look out. They will look out for you. That's why it has its advantages and its disadvantages. The advantage will be like, everybody knows you. Of course, when you're famous, people will help you here and there. You know, you call this person and they'll come through. Your name is there.
Also, the money kicking in. Akasente kayingirawo ko bera onolaba ka SMS. Salary kaze.
You get.
No, Oscar, what is interesting with the film industry nowadays?
Yeah.
The industry generally is that at least now we are seeing such things popping up.
True.
Series that are long lasting on television.
Yeah.
Whereby even a young person or a person who is involved in you can back up a loan.
Yes.
From this sort of a contract, or it's a good thing.
True.
Yeah.
The movie industry is getting to a place whereby now Ugandans are going to start loving the content that the filmmakers make, because before, filmmakers could win awards abroad, you know, even here, and you have never watched this movie. You're like, what's that movie? I've never seen it. Who are the actors? I don't even know the actors. You get. But right now, the film industry is out there that people are now watching. You know, Sanyu has given us the example that people can take on the content as long as it's good.
Yeah.
Ugandans are going to watch this content as long as it's put out there. The picture is nice, the acting is, you know, on point. That's where we're headed right now. I would say the industry, and it's been so virgin, so virgin, and I think we need people to come up and take these opportunities. Yeah.
So we have a little game that we play at the end of this, and this game is called. You're gonna have to rate whatever I have to say out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sort of putting you on a spot. How do you rate dancing?
Where? Where, in Uganda? Where?
No, not generally. Just do a rate from a scale of 1 to 10. When I say dancing, maybe you can say, I don't know, 5 or 8.
Dancing?
Yeah.
8.
8,
9.
Top shelf.
9.
Top shelf.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. How about TikTok?
TikTok.
Are you even on TikTok?
I am, but no, I'm not so active. But
it will really be cool for you to have behind scene TikTok.
I'm looking forward to it. But
how
5.
would you rate it? 5?
Yes.
It is not a bad app. To me, I think it's one of the apps that are not toxic.
No, not at all, by the way.
About happy vibe.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Sanyu.
10, 12, 15%.
Above 10, yeah?
Above 10.
Then sleep.
Of course 10. I need my sleep, man. I need my sleep.
You definitely need your
I
sleep.
treasure my sleep.
After the hard work.
Yeah, man.
No interruptions, no phone,
Nothing. I switch it off. I can even put earbuds in my ears so that I can sleep. Yeah, man.
Then the last one, acting.
8, 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
You really fall in love with acting.
Yeah, man.
And you're planning to build it for years to come.
True. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Trust me, more is coming. And I'm not going to stop on Sanyu, no. No.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. I'm actually discovering myself more. I've gotten to know that I have more potential than I thought I did. So more projects are coming, more acting is coming your way, man. From me, yeah.
We are going to call this a wrap, and I would love to thank the team, these guys that are putting more effort to make sure that this episode comes to you wherever you're watching from. So today is Sunday. Make sure that you tackle your week starting from tomorrow, that's Monday, with energy and with vibe and with that positivity. So until next time we meet, bye. This has been yours truly, Drago. Catch you later.
Ugandan story isn't a new one. It's not about where we come from. It's about we're working, living and growing together. It's about speaking the same language of progress. We're Ugandans, building Uganda, skilling Ugandans and developing competencies required in the oil and gas sector.